Hi everybody, Christy here. I wanted to kind of do a live video as I'm going back to work. I had a doctor's visit today because I had some HTC brothers and sisters, sisters actually, who used to be RNs actually speak to me about the fact that I'm very tired and my different struggles as far as weight loss. Now, as far as that is underway and what we talked about, I went ahead and talked to my doctor because some of you don't know that I have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, which can automatically increase your insulin resistance. And what that basically means is it'll store fat just to store the toxins within your body versus getting rid of them. So my question to my doctor was more or less of, one, if this is a probability, why was this not even addressed? And two, if this is something that needs to be addressed, why aren't we addressing it now? Why didn't we address it? Why can't we just address it now? So after speaking with my doctor, the test still did not come back as far as my insulin, so we're gonna have to wait another 2 to 3 days. Well, actually probably 2 days because I took it yesterday. 2 days because they had to outsource it. As far as figuring out, is my insulin level actually high? Is it normal? She did say because my glucose is fine, my blood sugar, at least at this time, seems to be okay. The last time that they checked, there was no urgency or necessity to do that. And they said that typically with people with PCOS, unless there's a glucose reason or problem that would actually strike them to look into insulin, they normally don't look into insulin. At which point they said until we get the results, which I'm actually happy of. And I told them that the main thing that I was having also problems with is just being so damn tired at the drop of a hat. That I'm like, why is it that, I can't just go to sleep, wake up, maybe not even feel energized, but just not feel like I want to pass out and go to sleep. That, there are some days where it's okay, and then there's other days, most days that I'm just like, I need to go to bed. I need to go to bed. I can't function. I can't do what I need to do, which is very detrimental because I have stuff I gotta do. I got stuff I want to learn. I got places I want to go. I don't want to sleep my life away if I don't have to. She tries more. She says sometimes that'll help with giving you energy. She asked, what are you doing right now? And I was like, well, I'm not doing much during the week. During the weekend, I'm trying to get out and do as much as I can on the weekend specifically, since I don't do anything during the week. So she was happy to hear about that. As far as the keto diet, she says she does not recommend that long term because you do eat carbs to an extent. So what she did recommend was, she's like, if you want to do keto and you do it for 30 days, then you switch and you go back and forth, that would probably be more ideal because your body will respond better to it in some aspects. But she said for females, specifically with keto, it can kind of mess up your thyroid and it can hurt your hormones. And I don't need any more of that. My hormones are already pretty fucked. So I need to keep them in check as much as possible. So that kind of gives me a general idea. And she did say, unfortunately, even with weight loss, it is a trial and error. What works, what doesn't work, what works for you may not work for somebody else. So that's something that I have to be aware of and be willing to understand and accept. And that's probably going to be the hardest part, is just accepting that. So what our game plan is that we are still waiting for the results of the insulin test. She says if they do come back where it's unusually high, they will start me on the medication, but that's something that I would have to do for the rest of my life if that was a thing. She said, but she's like, if it comes back normal, then we're not going to do anything on that, obviously. They recommended a sleep study, to make sure that not only, because she's like, you might be sleeping, but you might not getting good quality. If you're not getting good quality, yeah, you're going to be freaking tired. She says, so you might have sleep apnea, but without the test, well, there's no real rhyme or reason to know. And I told her there's this app that I was using that allowed you to listen to yourself after you slept. And I noticed I did a lot of coughing. I don't know why, but I do quite a bit of coughing in the middle of the night for some reason. And she was like, that's weird. And I was like, well, you know, I'm weird. So their referral team's going to get in touch with me, and we're going to work with that. And I said, is that one of those things where I gotta go sleep in a hospital with all this stuff connected to me? She's like, maybe. It depends. They have stuff that you could do at home. It really depends on your insurance and, you know, what they want to do. And I was like, all right. So that's going to be the next step, because it's getting way too frustrating that when I want to be awake, I can't be awake. When I want to go to sleep, sometimes it's hard to fall asleep because I feel more awake. I don't understand it, but that's fine. So that's pretty much the game plan as of this point. So not a whole lot of answers have come up. She did say, unfortunately, there are a lot of people that deal with fatigue that we don't know a whole lot of answers as to why. Why are you fatigued, you know, with everything else? So what I'm going to need to try to do is to do what I've been probably avoiding my whole damn life of daily exercise. And I feel that I should probably start just doing 30 minutes a day, kind of like what gym class was, right? And I will say that even back then I was tired, but manageable tired versus tired, and I'm just like, So that's kind of the game plan. So again, not a whole lot of answers, just a lot of what ifs, and that the reason nothing was originally brought up was because none of the testing that came back actually threw any monkey wrenches. So as far as I know, with every test that I have done, I am perfectly healthy. Yay. It's a yay and a bad thing. It's good and bad all at the same time. Just because it's good to the fact that it's like, yay, I know I'm healthy and I don't have any major health problems. But the bad thing is that it's like, that's what I have to deal with. Also with the fact of fibromyalgia in itself can make you tired. That is not helpful at all. And so we're going to figure this all out. So that's kind of my doctor update on exactly what the doctor was saying, what the doctor recommended, and what our game plan is as of this moment. So if you have any suggestions, comments, questions, concerns, put it in the comment below. Don't forget to also go ahead and hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell, because if you hit the bell, you'll see when I go live and upload new videos as well. So I want to thank everybody who has been supporting me as well through this journey. If you haven't already, definitely follow me on Facebook. That's where a lot of our conversations have been happening, as far as different conversations of, you know, am I going to try this diet? Am I going to try this diet? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? And sometimes some just daily updates as well. So until next time, guys.